Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Hope you're all doing well. In this video, I am reviewing the book Unfinished, written by Priyanka Chopra Jonas. It is a memoir that talks about her life and her journey throughout. This book is a blend of many of her life events and experiences that are very inspiring, and we can also learn something from them. Throughout this book, she has addressed her family very dearly, and it becomes very apparent that she's very close to her family, and all of her successes wouldn't have been possible without her family support. Today we see her as a strong, independent woman, but if you read this book, you would know that a lot of her strength came from the decisions her parents took during her childhood. She has explained in the book that there was a time during her childhood when she felt insecure with her younger brother and felt that he was being pampered from her parents, and her mother thought she was coming off as a little arrogant, and so her mother decided it would be a good decision to suit her personality if she was sent off to a hostel. And even though in the beginning days of the hostel experience she feels very homesick and the separation is really hard, especially with her mother, but eventually she learns to adapt to the new environment, and she has explained that actually became a very good decision in her life, as from a very early stage she has learned discipline and independence and to care and tend to herself. The next phase of her life in the book she's talked about is the time of her high school days she spends in the States while staying with her aunt and her family. At first, she naturally faces a big culture shock, and so much so that she has explained during the initial days she used to feel so shy to even sit with everyone else in the cafeteria that she used to sneak a packet of chips to the restroom and eat that for lunch. But gradually, she's talked how she starts to adapt to the new culture and actually starts to enjoy it with her new Western clothes and hairdo and the pop music. There's a funny instance of the Western culture being encountered with the Indian family, where she's trying to sneak out with her then boyfriend and trying to have her first kiss, but she is caught by her aunt who complains back to her mom back in India. But something that happens later that she is truly affected from is the bullying and being looked at differently because of the skin color and ethnicity. That is really unfortunate, which has been existing from a long time now and which still does in some parts. Reading this book, I realized that something like this especially impacts on a young mind where they have not yet completely learned to accept themselves and they're still trying to figure out who they are. And when somebody points out that what they are is something wrong, I think they start to question themselves, and that is what kills young people's confidence. But Priyanka Chopra has been lucky in this regard because of her supportive parents. As soon as her mother learns of such a thing happening with her, she not only takes her back to India, she also takes her on a fashion trip to Paris to make her feel better about herself. Confidence, what eventually drove her to contest and win Miss World. We had all seen the glamorous front of her winning the Miss World, but reading this book, I learned about the hardships behind it from both her as well as her family. She's explained how her parents had to compromise with their own professions and move around with her throughout the world for promotional tours or for the contest in order for her to have a successful career, and also including her little brother who had to stay away from her parents and make his own sacrifices, which she is very thankful for. She's also come a long way amidst all challenges, learning different codes and conduct of modeling, training her body and mind, and building a lot of courage and confidence to swim with the big fishes and prove to many young girls that anything is possible with determination and there are no boundaries unless you draw one. She then talks about her direct entry into Bollywood, the Hindi movie industry, and I feel that's where her life completely takes a turn, where she says that she was supposed to become an engineer and do something academically, but winning the Miss World gives her the confidence that she is good enough to be a model and try her luck with acting. I felt she could have written a little more about her journey in the Hindi film industry, as that has been the major portion of her life. It is not only the lesser number of pages that concern me, but also that she's written it in a very generalized and vague sense, not how you take a person through the journey, like how she's done with other parts of the book. What really blew my mind is her ability to manage time. This woman bends time according to her will and actually does wonders. She has done over 50 movies in India, along with shooting movies and TV show in the States, and do music albums and show up to promotional events. Uh, my head is spinning. As I was reading her book throughout her life, I think she's been running and multitasking, and there comes a point where she is forced to take a pause and slow down, and that is her father's death. No matter how strong a person is, coping with a loss of a family member or a member who is close to you is not easy. And what I learned from her experience is that you can never run away from grief. It literally chases you until you face it and deal with it and make peace with it. And again, I think what makes that process really easier is to have the support of your family, which she did. Another element I really adore about her life is the relationship she has with her mother. And me, myself, being someone who's really close to her mother, I feel that is a major blessing you can ask for. And I think that support is so immense that you can take on the world with. Her relationship with Nick Jonas became much clearer to me after I read this book. Prior to this, what I had known was they met at the Met Gala and the next thing they got married. From this book, I learned that connection was much deeper than that, how they stayed in touch with tweets and they immediately had that connection. And I think what they both have in common is their immense value for family and family morale. They both have huge families and they know the importance of it. I think that is what the strong bond is between them. And his funny encounter with her mother. There are a lot of comments on the huge age difference between them. But personally, I feel Nick Jonas is very mature to his age, and also this is something very personal that people shouldn't judge. And the only people who know what works and doesn't work for them are the people in the relationship. The chapter on their wedding was the most colorful and fun chapter to read. Although I personally don't believe in having grand, extravagant weddings. The post marriage chapter is not stereotypic at all. She's written how they have continued to respect and focus on individual goals and also grow together, and also about their common interest in giving back to the society. She's talked about a lot of inspiring stories with UNICEF, and this is actually the part I felt most inspiring, her encounters with her experience with UNICEF and encounters with many young girls in unfortunate and underprivileged conditions, but who are still so ambitious and driven. That really touched me deeply and I think broadened my perspective. So I am highly recommending this book. Her journey is certainly something really interesting to learn about. And to use her words, she's shown how not to squeeze into the glass slipper, but to shatter the glass ceiling. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. For more such videos, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Happy reading. Bye-bye.